Good afternoon, guys. So today we'll cover these topics: quality of service, VPN, cloud automation, SNMP, syslog, and wireless. So okay, okay. Why you don't know way from PG to your network as home? You're coming for almost 1 month, and you're putting map. Huh? Where you coming from?
From Banjari to
Why you went to Bansangri?
sisters.
Who you're meeting?
No, sir.
Monday you're going to meet. Huh? All right. Okay, turned off. I don't want another left turn. All right. We'll start with quality of service. See, what is this quality of service? We use this in enterprise level. Okay. You're using this in enterprise level. Dinesh, read.
Quality of service, also known as QoS, is a set of technologies, tools, and approaches that you can apply to a network. The goal of QoS is to guarantee the network ability to reliably run applications and traffic despite limited capacity. Some QoS tools and technologies do their jobs by handling different packets differently, throttling bandwidth in certain circumstances, and changing priorities on the fly.
Okay. See, what is this definition? First, we'll see what is it, and then again we'll come to definition. See, there is a PC here. It has to say in PC. Yeah. Okay. There are couple of packets. For example, there is video, audio, and you're using net banking, and then you're doing online payment. Out of this, which is very important, what is the important tool? Online payment. That is the important because we are giving all the credentials, data, everything is there. So this will be the most important. Next important, net banking, and then we have video, audio, and then video by anything. So if all four packets are going at the same time, then congestion is there, bandwidth is too much. So I want this online payment to be sent first. Okay, online payment to be sent first. In that case, what I'm going to do is I'm going to increase the priority on online payment. Okay, once I increase the online payment on this, it will go first, and next I'll send the net banking, and next audio, and then video. Okay, so we are giving the priorities. See, come to this definition. QoS is a set of technology tools, approaches that you apply on network. So the goal is what? Guarantee network ability to reliably run applications and traffic despite limited capacity. There is only limited capacity. I want to send my important packet first to my destination. Okay, and then some QoS tools, technologies do their jobs by handling different packets differently, throttling bandwidth in certain circumstances, and changing priorities on fly. So either I can increase the bandwidth on the important files, or I can say I can increase the priority. Once I increase the priority, that packet will be given more preference to send from source to destination. So this is how your quality of service works. So you will learn in detail in your CCNP advance. Okay, CCNP advance, you will have this quality of service. So here we are learning what is it. Okay, now you understood what is happening in quality of service. That means if there are multiple packets, I'm going to give preference or priority to a certain packet so that that packet reaches the destination first. Okay, write down these things. Key technologies. So there are 6 categories. Write down these things. Written? Okay. So there are 6 categories in your quality of service. First one is classification. What is classification? I'm going to classify the packets. If there are multiple packets, okay. So this is your core of your quality of service. Which one? Your classification. Because I have to know which one to give the priority. If I have to give the priority and I have to send the packet, first of all, I have to know what is the important packet, right? I have to know what is online payment, what is audio, what is video. So that's why classification is important. I'm going to classify what are the packets there. See this definition. What is classification? Classification is at the core of quality of service because it is ability of the device to identify different traffic types. So you can properly prioritize one over the other. Okay. So only if I know the difference between audio, video, net banking, and online payment, then I can give the priority to online payment. Correct. So initially what I'm doing, I'm classifying the packets, the different traffic types. For example, there is your share market thing. Okay. So they're giving all the advertisements. So what is more important? The numbers which are going to change, right? Or the graph. That has to be sent first. The advertisements, the sales of the things can be secondary. But initially the number should not be late. Because if the number is late, then the share is going to be sold. Correct. So that other people will buy. So the important update which I have to send first, I'm going to classify it. That is called classification. Okay. What is marking? Marking is one of the actually optional ones. Involves tagging a packet, enters the router, subsequent devices can recognize the traffic without needing to spend processor time inspecting it. That means I'm going to give the priority in my marking. Okay. So I'm having multiple products, audio, video, net banking, and online payment. In my online payment, I'm going to set the priority, increase the priority. So that is called your marking. Okay. Any doubt on this? Then we have policing and shaping. See, both are kind of similar. What does this policing mean? See, quality of service policing allows you to set an upper limit, and when the traffic hits that amount, the tool cuts off the traffic. That means, like this, it is there. I'm sending to my from source to destination, and I'm saying maximum 100 MB per second. Okay, and there is a packet coming more than 100 MB, then or almost 100 MB. In that scenario, what this policing will do? It will simply cut this packet. It will drop the packet, so the other packet will not get problem. So the bandwidth or overhead will not be there, so that it simply cuts the packet, drops the packet. That is called policing. What is shaping? If there is a packet coming, okay, and it has to be sent, but it is more than the limit, upper limit. In that scenario, it will keep it in buffer. Okay, it is going to keep it in buffer. And once the remaining whatever the packets which are actually needed to be sent from source to destination, once the packets are all sent, and then it will process this packet. It is not simply going to drop it. Instead, it is going to keep it in buffer. And once the traffic is less, and that time it will send the packet. That is called policing, shaping. Okay. See, policing allows you to set a upper limit, and when traffic hits that amount, the tool cuts off the traffic and doesn't allow anymore. So simply it will drop it. Whereas shaping is little bit like policing, but kinder, gentler version. Why? Shaping is for traffic that we care about. Policing might kill the packet to save bandwidth, but shaping tools holds the excess data in memory and try to transmit at the later time. Okay, so according to our use, we are going to mark the policing or shaping. If you just want simply cut the packet, if it's more than this limit, it will just simply cut it. Whereas shaping, it will keep it, but later, whenever you want to send it, you can send it. Okay. So first, what is the thing? Classification, where we're going to classify the different traffic types. Then we are having marking, where we are going to give what? Set the priority in my marking, and then policing, set the upper limit. If it touches that upper limit, simply drop it. And then we have shaping, that is keep it in buffer or memory. And once the bandwidth is less, that time it will send the packet. 4 things. Then we are having, what is this queuing? First, see queuing. With queuing tools, you can instruct a router to shuffle packets around to put the most important traffic first. So once you set the priorities, the packet will move. So there will be multiple traffic types. So according to the priority numbers, the packet will shuffle and it will form a queue. That is called queuing. What is congestion avoidance? Congestion avoidance QoS tool shuts down the possibility of congestion by watching for certain limits on a router and then take action. So it will set the limit on the router. Okay, if that limit is over, then again that will drop it. If there are multiple traffic types inside, okay, your congestion avoidance will drop that in the router. Okay. As the router's traffic builds up, congestion avoidance tools look for the devices that run the highest risk of consuming the entire bandwidth. Once the packets are all there, but there are multiple traffic types. In that scenario, congestion avoidance, what it will do? It will check for the traffic type which is going to give more bandwidth. Because of that traffic type, my entire bandwidth is going to get affected. That packet, it will drop it. Your congestion avoidance. Whereas queuing, according to the priorities, it will set the queue, which has to go first, which has to come next. Okay. These are the 6 categories in your quality of service. In detail, you will learn in your advanced. So you will set the priority on the IP packet so that this packet will go first. Advanced routing. Okay. Here only theory. Any doubt on this? You want to write down? So in classification, you can write it down like this. It is used to segregate between different traffic types. Okay. And in marking to set priority, like put your own words and write it. Written? Okay. This you can write it down later also. Nothing very much important. Now we'll see VPN. See, what is this VPN? How this VPN works? So, this is my source router. Okay. In between, there is another router, and here is my, say, for example, there is another router. Okay. I have to communicate like this. Or you can say this is ISP also. So, this is my source. This is my destination. Okay. Write down one definition for your VPN. So, it is a service which provides, your VPN is a service which provides secure, reliable. VPN is a service which provides secure, reliable connectivity over third-party network. This service which provides secure, reliable connectivity over a third-party network. That means, so this is my source and this is my destination. Say, or we can say this is my server also. What I'm going to do, between my source to destination, I'm going to create a tunnel. Okay. I'm going to create a tunnel, and inside this tunnel, I'm going to send the packets. Okay. So this is my outside network, or you can say WAN network. Okay. Who, who are all going to be here? Your government, your ISP, and then government, ISP, and important one. That is your hackers. Okay. Your hackers are going to be in this place. So once you send this packet like this, normally, they will identify who that person is, what they are using, what kind of traffic they're using. That you'll be able to see. So that is the reason I'm creating tunnel from source to destination. Okay. Dinesh, tunnel is not this tunnel. This is VPN tunnel. Okay. That means here I'm going to say some parameters. The same parameters I'm going to say here so that the tunnel will be created. Once the tunnel created, inside this tunnel only I'm going to send my IP. So my IP, all my data packets will be inside this tunnel. So the government or whoever hackers or ISP, they'll be able to see the tunnel, but they will not see what is inside. Okay. So that is how your VPN works actually. So there is something called, it works on CIA. That means, what is CIA? Central Intelligence Agency of America. Correct, Uday? No. It is not Central Intelligence Agency. It is called confidentiality. Confidentiality. I means integrity. A means authentication. On these three bases, your VPN works. First, it authenticates. Is this the person or not? Okay. And then integrity. It will make sure that the data is not mismatched or like manipulated in between. Those kind of things. And then we have confidentiality, that is make sure that nobody in between or anything, they're going to take the data packet and see it. Okay. See, we are using this PUBG. I already told you, right? We are able to use the VPN and able to download the app, correct? It doesn't mean that the government can simply, I mean, it is not like impossible. It is possible, but it's almost nearly impossible because you can't connect your server and this. It will go via the wire only. You have to exactly go and choose that wire and then block the traffic. That is not possible. That is the reason we are having all this. Though they ban the TikTok, still you can download it from VPN. Correct. If you see the pirated movies, why they are not able to, block it anytime? Because they are using this VPN. And you connect to that VPN server, they will not know which IP you're using. The IP address will be hidden, so they can't block the traffic. Okay. And there is something called Haggle process. This you will learn in your CCIE actually. H stands for hashing. A, authentication. G means we say group. L means lifetime. E means encryption. Okay. On these five things only, we are going to set the VPN's uh, tunnel's integrity. We are going to give all these details on my source. Same, whatever you say hashing, that same hashing, authentication, group, lifetime, you will give it on one side. Same details, you will give it on the other side also. Okay. So that data is more secure, confidentiality, your public key, private key exchange will be there. Okay. See, VPN is a very complex topic. There are multiple things to learn in your VPN. How many CCIE students? 1, 2, 3, 4. So never skip VPN. You go to a CCIE, you should definitely learn VPN. There you will learn how it is getting created, what is the header, what are the devices in between my source and destination, how to identify that devices, everything comes there. Okay. Write down this Haggle process, CAA, whatever it is. And we have something called symmetric key and a asymmetric key. What is symmetric key, asymmetric key? Anybody? What, Nibin? You don't know? You don't know. See, symmetric key. So, yes, it is used for encryption and decryption. See, symmetric key means so your system will have your public key and private key. Okay. For example, I am here, Nibin is there. Okay. If I have to send some data to Nibin, What I'll do, I will have a public key. In my public key, I will encrypt the data. Okay, I will encrypt the data and I will send it to him. Okay, he will have his own private key. With his private key, he will be able to decrypt and see the data whatever he sent. Likewise, if he has to send anything to me, he will use his own public key and he will encrypt the data and send it back to me. So with my private key, I will be able to decrypt the data and see. Okay, how we are able to understand these things? We will share this public key. We will exchange the key. We will exchange the public keys and we'll start a neighborship kind of thing, so that I know exactly this is the person I'm sharing the key, and whatever he sends will match the data. Okay, so this is how the symmetric and asymmetric key works. Okay, and then come to this PPT once. First of all, what is VPN? So a VPN is the easiest and most effective way for people to protect their internet traffic and keep their identities private online. So as you connect to a secure VPN server, your internet traffic goes through an encrypted tunnel that nobody can see into, including hackers, governments, and your ISPs. That means I'm creating a tunnel, and that tunnel also, to see the tunnel, you need to know multiple parameters. Then only you will be able to see what is inside. Whatever the authentication, group number, lifetime hashing value, or the encryption I've given, only I know. That is not easy to crack. So everything should match the whatever I've given. Then only you'll be able to capture the packet. So that is why still we are depending upon this VPN. Okay. And then we are having this site-to-site and remote access VPN. What to site-to-site VPN means? If there is a Bangalore batch and there is a Hyderabad batch. Bangalore, this is BLR, and this is Hyderabad. Both are office. So in my office, does anybody going to carry the laptop? I mean, what is office system? Will I be able to take it home? No. So I go to office, I work there. So that is called site-to-site VPN. Both the sites are fixed. What is remote access? Just like your work from home. Okay, what do I do? First, initially I go home, I connect to my home Wi-Fi, and then I connect it to a server. That server to my Hyderabad branch will be running based upon the VPN. So there will be a VPN created once I give my credentials. So I'll connect to that server. So I connect to the server. Inside, the traffic from source to destination will not be captured because there is a tunnel running in between. Okay. So this is how your VPN works. So what are the protocols there? Yes, sir. Please come, sir. Why, sir, so early? Huh? Oh, interview. Okay. Hmm? Selected. Very good. Congratulations. What interview?
Network.
Networking. CCNA level. What are the questions asked?
Yeah, multiple choice questions.
Hmm.
I don't remember.
So is it another round is there, or
No, sir.
then HR round is also over? Everything is over. Very good. When they are joining date? Are they asking to join immediately, or
Yes, sir.
what are you planning? Okay, we'll discuss later. Is it CCNA helpful?
Uh-huh.
Questions asked in within whatever we discussed? Okay. So the protocols used are IPsec, that is Internet Protocol Security. So with this protocol only we are going to secure all. That means it is used for encryption, okay, your authentication and integrity. That is your hashing. So inside this, two modes are there. That is transparent mode and tunnel mode. So what is this transparent mode? Only data is encrypted. Only data is encrypted. In your tunnel mode, entire packet is encrypted. Entire packet is encrypted. Write down this. If there is a chance, I will uh, sometimes it's possible I'll take a VPN class now and then in weekends. So I'll let you know in the WhatsApp group. If anybody wants to join, you can join. I will explain the headers of VPN and I will explain you how the packet travels from this to this. Written. Another one we have this called something called GRE. That is generic routing encapsulation. Okay. That means we are creating tunnel. With this protocol, we are going to create the tunnel between routers or L3 device. Okay. So this is not secure. Okay. GRE VPN means it is between router to router and it is not secure. So what we are doing, we are using it with IPsec. IPsec. That means once I enable this IPsec protocol, then I can include my encryption, hashing, authentication so that it will be secure. Okay, this is called GRE. Then we have IKE, that is Internet Key Exchange. Internet Key Exchange. This is used for exchange key securely. Okay. So initially I was telling this public key, private key, right? So how he will know that this is my public key and private key? How I will decrypt from his public key's encryption? So initially we will share my public key to him and he will share his public key to me. So that I will say, okay, I trust you, and he says, I'll trust you. Then these things happens. So which protocol is there? Internet Key Exchange, IKE. Here we have two phases. Phase one, that means it builds a secure tunnel between peers. Then we have phase two. It negotiates IPsec parameters. Write it down. Written. See here, types of VPN encryption. Symmetric key. So this is where the key for encryption and decryption is same. And both communication parties must possess the same key in order to communicate. What doubt, Nibin? What doubt? Done. Okay, what does this symmetric key means? So I said this encryption and decryption, right? So encryption public key is used for decryption. What key is used? Private key is used. But if I use both encryption and decryption for both, if I use this public key, that is called symmetric key. Okay, so I exchange my public key to him. He will exchange his own public key to him. With that key, I will encrypt and send the data, and he will decrypt it to it. And same key, he will encrypt and send it to me. With my public key only, I will decrypt it. That is called symmetric. Okay, and asymptotic means what? That means private key comes into picture. We are having two keys. So public key is used for encryption and private key is used for decryption. That is called asymmetric key. Okay. What is this public key? So here software is used for create set of public and private keys. The public key is used for encrypt data and which is then sent to owner of private key. They then use this private key to decrypt the messages. Whatever the process which I explained now. Okay. And then we are having handshake encryption. That is, this is typically done through RSA. So reverse Shamir Adelman algorithm, which has essentially been the foundation of internet security for about 2 decades. So this is the algorithm we are able to do the all the encryption and those kind of things. Where did we learn this RSA? Tell me. In your CCNA, we learned this RSA. Very good. In our SSH, we learned this RSA, correct? Why? Because we wanted to encrypt the data, encrypt my password. So I said crypto key generate RSA keys, general keys, modulus, and do the bit by 2048 so that it is more secure. Okay. So that is the reason when I capture the packet, I was not able to see the password. So this algorithm is the basic foundation. Okay. And then we have SHA algorithm. That is, in this process, a unique fingerprint is created to validate the TLS certificate. To check you're connecting to the server you're supposed to be. Without this, hacker could reroute your traffic so that their own server instead of your VPN provider. That means there is a hashing value, just like a checksum only. Okay, so it should be same while the data is in the server side also. With that number only, they will come to know nobody has manipulated the data or added something. If they're going to add some more data inside it, the value will change. If they're going to change the modify the data, still the value will be changed. Okay, through this value, they will come to know, okay, this is the secure data. So without this, a hacker could reroute your traffic to their own server instead of your VPN provider. Once they have the hash value, they can do it. But they don't have the hash values. It will keep changing it. So they can't say it. How they are assigning these hash values, how they are changing it, that you will learn in advanced topics. Okay. And what are the protocols used is SSL TLS used for remote login. We have OpenVPN. See, IKE version 2. This SSTP, WireGuard, PT. These are all things you will learn in your CCIE. Okay. Each and every topic. So this is the basics of VPN. So when they ask you what is VPN, just don't say virtual private network. It is used for reliable connectivity over the internet or the third party network. So why we are using this? Because of confidentiality, integrity and authentication. So I'm creating a tunnel between source and destination. Inside the tunnel, I'm hiding my private IP and also the data is sent so that the person who is outside the network will not be able to see those things. Okay. And what are the protocols used? I've shown you IPsec, GRE, IKE, phase 1, phase 2. These things are actually not covered in CCNA. This whatever IKE version 1. Just simply you understand this. Okay. That makes sense while you go to CCIE. Okay. So this much we are learning in your VPN. Okay. Confidentiality is secure. Is it secure or not? Integrity is not. That this data is manipulated or not. That is the difference. Now we'll learn simply what is cloud. Write down for cloud. You do not write down, I'll explain first. So how this cloud actually works. So in the cloud, okay, what I can do. First of all, what is this cloud service, guys? Tell me. I'm having a data. Okay. If I have my own server, I can save it inside this server. Correct? So that's how it works. But here, cloud, what I'm going to do, I'm going to get the access of a different server who is giving me. So, for example, what are the clouds there? AWS, Azure, correct. And also we have this GCP. Okay, I don't know what is that. And then we have Oracle. Okay, we have IBM. So multiple clouds are there. We have Google. We have Google Cloud. Okay, so multiple clouds are there. So what we are doing? We are getting their service instead of owning a private physical server. I'm going to get the service. That means my data is sent to their server, and they will keep it. See, cloud is not something completely logical. It is a server only, but I'm not having the server. I'm not maintaining the actual physical server. It is maintained by someone else. I'm just getting the access. Okay. So in that case, what are the advantages? You don't have to have a physical server room, correct? You don't need a network admin to configure and maintain all those things. Cost wise, it's very less, correct? And then space. If you are having a server room, then you have to hire another separate floor and you have to maintain a server room. So those things are not there. So by which you can save a lot of money. That is the core concept of your cloud. And it is easy to manage also. Okay. How this actually works? That means it can run data, applications, websites, and virtual machines. Okay. So I think AWS has two server server space in India. One is Hyderabad, other one is Mumbai. Okay. So here they will have multiple servers inside this. They don't have server locations close by. They keep it long. Reason being, if there is a natural calamity problem, then if they everything is at the same place, everything is gonna wipe down. So that's why they will always have two places. And if something is happening, then they'll just shift the data from here to there. Okay. So this is how there are another thing. There are three types of cloud. One is private cloud. We have public cloud. We have public cloud, and then we are having hybrid cloud. Okay. So what is this private servers? Are dedicated to single single organization, and not shared with others. Not shared with others. What is this public cloud? Same thing, but multiple organizations are used and shared with other, shared among multiple, unshared. Hybrid. This is both public and private, both public and private cloud. Okay. Write down these things, I'll explain you. Written. Okay. See how this cloud works is, see, they'll have a big server here. Even this you will learn in a firewall also. So there will be multiple options, multiple storage options, multiple services. Okay. Like this, they will have. Whatever I need, they are going to provide only this much space to me. Okay. And here will be a different technology. And if I want that technology, I'll use only those. For example, if I'm starting a startup organization, I don't want complete server. I just need some part of the server, some part of the technology. Then I'm going to get only those things. And they're going to charge me accordingly. Okay. That is called your cloud. That is how your cloud works. So, what is this private cloud? This entire dedicated server is given to a single organization. Then that is called private cloud. Okay. If entire server is whatever the technologies, whatever the uh, the thing they are giving, that means your organization is going to provide you service. All things are dedicated to a single organization is called your private cloud. What is this public cloud? If there are multiple startups and each one are using according to their requirement, that is called your public cloud. That means it is shared. Multiple organizations share this service. Okay, that is called your public cloud. What is this hybrid? It means both public and private. See, what are the things I'm going to keep it in private? What are the things I'm going to keep it in private? What are the things I'm going to public? For example, this emails, okay, and some logs. These are all I can keep in my public only. I don't mind. I mean, mind as in it is secure anyway, but still I'm okay. This can be. But whereas in your private, I'm keeping my financial data. Okay, all the company resource, company payment resource, tax invoices. These things I don't want to be in my public cloud. So that is the reason we have this hybrid cloud separately. So that is like both you can keep the private and also the public. How many of you taken cloud here? You've taken cloud. I thought you have taken um, cloud security only. So after CCNA, you're going to do Linux and AWS. Is already going on. So you're learning all these things. Yeah. So in your private cloud, we keep all these kind of data. Whereas in a public cloud, we keep the less important data. So this is how your cloud actually works. This applies on your firewalls also. There are certain firewalls that if I, for example, I don't want the complete firewall device because maintaining a firewall is not easy. It's very expensive. So what I'll do, I'll give the service. I just want this from this part of service from your firewall. I don't want complete services. I don't want the complete technology. Only this sandbox thing I want. So in that case, what they'll do, they'll charge accordingly and then they'll give the virtual firewall. It's not the physical firewall, I'll keep it. So virtual firewall, through that, I'll be able to secure my things. Same things works on your cloud also. Okay. So this is your introduction to your cloud. Okay. Too much theory, huh? Suddenly. Because all these days we are seeing everyday practicals. And suddenly a lot of theory comes on your last 2 days of your CCNA. Because these things we can't do it practical. For example, VPN practical will take more than 1 hour to explain everything. Cloud also, your quality of service also. Okay, those are all very big topics. Here, just an introduction. When you go to CCNP advanced class, when they ask what is quality of service, you should not sit just like that. You should know that it is like I'm going to set a priority. So for that, I'm classifying the packets so that that packet will be sent first. A basic thing you should know. What is VPN? You should know. Okay. All right. Okay. We'll see one more theory and then we'll go to one more practical, again one more theory. So we have seen cloud. So we'll see what is SNMP syslog AAA, small topic. After that, wireless. Wireless is little interesting. We'll do the practical. And then last, we'll finish with the automation. 3 topics. 1 hour is there. Yeah, more than enough. Write down for syslog. Syslog is like a what is happening in your network? What is happening in your network? That means what it does is it pushes log to CLI. Then we have SNMP. That is simple network what? Management protocol. Okay. This we say it as real-time updates. Real-time updates. Okay. In your SNMP, we are having this SNMP manager. SNMP, we are having SNMP manager. That is, it is programmed for managing. And then it is called as managing device. And it is obviously used for network management. And then we have SNMP agent. That is, it is called managed device. And both are software program only. There is no hardware. Software program. So managed device, what are the managed device? You can say routers, PCs, switch, even printers, and so on. Okay, these are the managed device. Lot of sleepy faces. Dinesh, Bansangriya, I'll follow you. Okay, written. See how this thing actually works, your SNMP. For example, there are devices connected like this. Okay. So one device, see, SNMP is the software program which is already enabled, is inbuilt in your devices you will have. But in one device, I'm going to say configure this as the SNMP manager. Okay. So others will be SNMP agent. That is SA. 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 These are all agents. And these are all, this one is manager. How your syslog works. Syslog, we are not using, I mean, we are using syslog, but then it is not the real-time update. It just pushes the log to the CLI means. For example, we did use HSRRP VRRP, correct? What is this HSRRP VRRP? Redundancy protocol. That means one router goes down, other router comes back up, correct? So in there, once this router goes down, can you see at the bottom? So this interface has gone down, so it is went from active to standby. That is syslog. Okay, it will push the log to CLI. Whereas your SNMP agent and SNMP manager, how it works means. So here I'm configured the manager, right? Others are all SNMP agent. So whatever logs are created in this PCs, in this PC, in this PC. So all this PC will have a MIB files. Okay, that is, it's like a separate database. It is like a separate database, that is management information base. Okay, inside this MIB files, it will store all the data. So this one also has MIB, he also has MIB, and he also has MIB. Okay, they all have this MIB files, and they'll be able to keep all the data, whatever the updates. If I do the interface up, interface down, whatever the data come, it will store it in the MIB files. If SNMP manager wants any details, what he can do? He can simply ask this person through SNMP get request. SNMP get request. Here, a manager can ask for the data to agent. It is manager to agent. This message is sent. Okay. For what? If he wants any values, for example, if he wants update about this PC, then he will ask this person through SNMP get request. How he is going to send back? That is called SNMP trap message. SNMP trap message. Through SNMP trap message, this PC will send the information to the manager. Okay. There is another one thing called OID, object identifier. Okay. It is the numbers separated by dots, like this 1.2.3. So what I'm asking this, for example, if I'm asking about the interface update, so there will be a value. According to that OID number, he will come to understand, the agent will come to understand, okay, he is asking for interface updates. He is asking for routing table update. He is asking for this managing device updates. Likewise, he will come to know. So this is how your SNMP works. Whereas in your syslog, if you want to know about this PC, then that person has to go into that PC and then see what are the changes happen. Correct? But whereas SNMP, you don't have to go into that laptop. Instead, we are configuring this agent and manager so that manager will have complete command over the network. He can get any updates from any computer. Okay, this is how your SNMP works. Now we'll go to PPT. Any doubt how it works? What is SNMP? Sri, read it.
Simple Network Management Protocol
Mhm.
is an Internet standard protocol used for monitoring and managing network devices connected over an IP.
Mhm.
SNMP collects data from different network devices like routers, switches, firewalls, printers, servers, CCTV cameras, and wireless access points that are SNMP enabled and organizes them. With a set of operational standards for management, SNMP aids in network fault detection and analysis. Thus, SNMP is an integral part of interoperability between both the monitored and the monitoring systems.
Mhm.
SNMP generally uses user datagram protocol UDP,
Mhm.
port number 161, 162.
Mhm.
The transport layer security TLS or datagram transport layer security DTLS protocols are also used at times.
Okay. So what is it? So we are having multiple end devices. It is already configured with SNMP. So whenever you want real-time updates, you can use this SNMP. And it works on UDP and port number 161, 162. And what is the main core of it? Network fault detection and analysis. So every time you don't have to go to that particular device and check. Instead, through the agent only you will come to know, okay, some problem has happened, so that the network admin will go to that device and he will change the whatever update he has to do. He don't have to go and look after the each and every day, every device, every time. That is not required. Okay, that is the advantage of SNMP. Why do you need SNMP monitoring tools? Read.
Network admins generally manage the devices in a network and allocate and free up ports and interfaces to ensure continuous uptime and bandwidth hog-free network operations.
That means if network admins has to manage the network, so every time he has to go to the network and check what is the bandwidth, what is the overload, is it increasing or not, decreasing or not. Every time he has to do that. Okay, read.
Closely monitoring SNMP devices is a major part of this. SNMP monitoring requires an admin to configure the SNMP agent to send the monitoring data to an SNMP manager. Since the network management tool takes care of monitoring, admins can focus on performing corrective measures.
Correct. That means we are configuring agent and manager. If any problem comes, the agent will send the log to manager, so that the network admin who is sitting on the manager laptop will come to know if any updates are given. So only if there is a problem, he will go and correct it. Simply, he doesn't have to go and look after each and every devices. Okay, that is how it works. How does SNMP work? So traffic flows across the network from different sources. SNMP communicates with the whole network and devices in it. So whatever I've explained, same thing. See, as mentioned earlier, SNMP is pre-configured on devices. And once the protocol is enabled, the device will store their performance stats. So each network server will have multiple MIB files, management information files. So the device MIB files are required to fetch the monitoring data. All this data are inside these MIB files. Okay. And the working of SNMP revolves around its components, wherein each component contributes management of resources. That means it will share the resources through that. Okay. And SNMP works by sending protocol data units, also known as SNMP GET request, to network devices that respond to SNMP. All these communications are tracked and network monitoring tools used to fetch the data from SNMP. What is this GET request means? Manager is sending it to agent. To if he wants any data, then he will send this GET request. Under this GET request, he will understand, okay, manager is asking something, so I have to send the data. So he will fetch it from the MIB files and then he will send the data. Okay. Look at this. This is my agent, manager. 3 agents are there and all having MIB files, correct? So he will send the get command and he will send it via trap message. Okay. And then here you can see what are the components of SNMP. SNMP manager you have. Read here.
The SNMP manager is the central system used to monitor the SNMP network, also known as a network management station. An SNMP manager is responsible for communicating with the SNMP agent implemented network devices. It runs on a host on the network. The manager requires the agents get responses, sets variables in them, and acknowledges events from them.
Okay, so he is the main part, manager. So from manager only we are able to get all the messages. So whatever we discuss, same thing they have given it in the brief description. What are managed device? That are end devices like routers, firewalls, wireless devices, your Wi-Fi routers, your printers, everything is called as managed device. The device which is not manager, other devices, everything are called managed device. Okay. And then agent. So agent is a software process that responds to SNMP queries. So whatever manager is asking, he will send it back. So SNMP agents plays the most important role in management. They are locally located and associated with SNMP network devices from which they collect, store, and transmit monitoring data. Data is transmitted to the designated SNMP manager when required. So agent is very important because he is the one who is storing all the information and fetching it to the manager whenever it is required. Okay. What is SNMP MIB? So managed information base forms an integral part of network management model. And SNMP MIB is a structure that defines the format of information exchange in SNMP agent. So that is the file which is going to be shared from agent to manager. Okay. And then SNMP OID, object identifiers, are identifiable by strings of numbers separated by dots. Means through this value, the agent will come to understand, okay, he is asking for this data. Okay. Likewise, they will do it. So this is your SNMP. There are some um table. So I'll share this PPT. You can go home and write it down. Okay. So this is how your SNMP works, guys. It is used for managing. As of CCNA level, they don't ask you must SNMP questions or not. Okay. Where your questions will stop is after DHCP only, they will not dig you. They're not going to ask you what is this SNMP agent manager or not. Mostly no. Until and unless the company especially required for SNMP, no, they will not ask. Okay. So simply your understanding should be there. It is used for management, central management, okay, real-time updates. So what are the terms there? Agent is there, manager is there, get file is there, trap message is there, MIB files are there, OID is there. These are the main important things. Once you understand these things, then you'll be able to answer few questions. Okay. Any doubt on this? Offline, online? Online there were 8, now only 5. Sorry, 7 were there, 2 evaporated. Mohammed, Prashant, Ravi Verma, Ronald, Sudala, Nagasudis. Why your friend is not coming to offline classes? Yes. Why Sudala Nagasudis? I saw you in the class morning. Why are you not there?
Sir, not feeling well.
Not feeling well. Morning I saw you were laughing. That is morning, sir. That is afternoon, you're saying. Morning I saw him. He was sitting here. No.
Yeah, sir.
Yeah, you look fine only. Feeling sleepy.
Yeah, sir. Feeling sleepy, sir.
Yeah, sir.
Morning food.
Yeah, sir. He's feeling sleepy. I'm feeling sleepy in your class, sir. That's why I'm not. Correct, no, Nagasatish?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. See, he's saying yes, sir. I'll specifically take your interview. Come. Okay. What is this AAA? AAA we have already discussed, guys. Where we have discussed? Tell me. Authentication, authorization. Where? In your session layer, we have discussed. You remember? So what is authentication? That means the credentials we are going to give. Make sure that this is the person who is going to use that. Authentication, whatever he is privileged, authorized to do. Whatever the privilege we have given to him, according to that privilege, he will be able to do. That is authorization. What is accounting? So in your real time, whatever data you're doing, whatever the performance you're doing in your laptop, in your work, so that will be accounted. And later, if for future purpose, if you need, you can fetch that data. So that is called accounting. Okay. So AAA is a standard-based framework used to control who is permitted to use network resources. Who is permitted with, that is your authentication. Okay. And what they are authorized to do. They can change IP. They can shut down the interface. They can give access list. No. What they can do, simply monitor. So that is called authorization. Okay. And then capture the actions performed while accessing the network. That is called accounting. Whatever you're doing in your real time organization, that means your work, those accounts will be, whatever the data you do, that will be accounted. Work you do. So that is called accounting. 3 things. That is what AAA means. So where you in detail you will learn this AAA in your ICE and DNAC. ICE and DNAC, that is we're having in CCIE. That is almost 6 weeks, 7 weeks concept, which is also a future technology, ICE and DNAC. Okay, Dinesh, read what is authentication.
The process by which it can be identified that the user which wants to access the network resources, valid or not, by asking some credentials such as username and password. Common methods are to put authentication on console port, aux port, or VTY lines. As network administrator, we can control how a user is authenticated if someone wants to access the network.
See, where we are putting this authentication means initially only on console port itself we are putting. Do you remember I said enable password 123, enable secret 123, so that once you go to execution mode, there itself it will ask you what is the password. Correct. There itself we are setting the authentication. That means who should access my router. Correct. And when we have VTY lines, that is a telnet, there also we're putting this username password, so that not, if I don't put this username password, then I say telnet 10.1.1, directly you'll get the access. So whoever can access it. I don't want that to happen. So that's why authentication are puts on console port, auxiliary port, or in the VTY lines also. So before you do something, if you want to get the telnet access, if you want to get the access of privilege level mode of a router, still you have to go through authentication. Okay. Yeah, Mohammed, read authorization.
It provides the ability to enforce policies on network resources after the user has gained access to the network resources through authentication. After the authentication is successful, authorization can be used to determine what resources is the user allowed to access and the operation that cannot be performed.
That can be performed. That means once I got the access of telnet, correct? We are setting the privilege level. According to the privilege level, you'll be able to get. What is the range of privilege level in telnet? 0 to 15. What is the by default privilege level? 1. Okay. So by default, I can't perform anything. That means only in user execution mode I there. So once I give username, password, and privilege, then I'll be able to do whatever I want. So that is how your authorization works based upon the privilege that is given. Okay, just like your net banking app. Just because you have your username and password, you cannot do whatever you want inside that app. Correct. Like I told you in the session layer, once your credit card is blocked because of incorrect password, at that time you have to visit the branch. If you want to reset the password, you can do it from the bank app itself. But you can't unblock the card by yourself. That is not what you're authorized for. Okay, that is authorization. And accounting means it provides means of monitoring, capturing the events done by the user while accessing the network resource. While I'm using the network, whatever I'm doing, those will be recorded. Okay, it even monitors how long user has access to the network. So how much time did this person use this router? Okay, and the administrator can create an accounting method list to specify what should be accounted for and whom the according record should be sent. So after your end of the day, you will send all your reports to your TL, and TL will send it to the manager. So whatever you work done, it is based on your accounts, whatever it is there. Okay, and this radius TACACs are the protocols that are used in your AAA. In your ICE and DNAC, you work on this radius and TACACs. Okay, so for this AAA work, centralized authentication of users. Okay, this is your SNMP, syslog, and AAA. All right, Mohammed, return. Syslog, AAA. So what are the topics left? Automation, wireless. So wireless, we'll see the practicals first. Okay, it is little bit interesting, wireless. Again, you will learn this in your advance, but I'll show you the practicals. And then automation. We have a device called WLC, wireless LAN controller. Okay, and we are having something called LAP. Okay, again, there is a big theory part on this wireless, but before that, we'll do the practicals. Then your theory will understand, you can understand. LAP means lightweight access point. Lightweight access point. So what is this LAP means? It's like your Wi-Fi router. So there are multiple LAPs. Okay, and you get connected to this LAPs. So how do I manage this all lightweight access points? Through my WLC. So there are 150 LAPs can be managed through one WLC. Through wireless LAN controller, I'll be able to manage 150 LAPs. Okay, so if there are multiple Wi-Fi routers, how will I know who are connected to which router, who are connected to this router, who are connected to that router? How will I know? Through this WLC, I'll be able to see what are the networks connected. Okay, how many LAPs are there, access points are there. Inside each LAPs, how many clients are there, and what are their IPs. All these things you can do it. See, in your real time, there will be multiple router. So in one router, your HRs will be connected. Other router, sales will be connected. IT will be connected, correct? And we will have a separate Wi-Fi where the guest users can be connected. How do I manage all those things? Through my WLC. Okay. See, we'll see the practicals now. One server. Take where I'm having one WLC. I'll take lightweight access point. I'll take then I will take one tablet, one laptop. Then I will take smartphone. Then I'll take another laptop. What, sir? Tired, sir. First, I will give in the server. So I'll give the IP for the server. So I'll say 192.168.1.0 network. So 1.12 I will give. Okay. So default gateway 192.168.1.1 I will give. Okay. Go to services, go to DHCP. Default gateway 192.168.1.1. Okay. So start IP 1 dot say 2 or say 1.50 255.255. Save service on. Done. Done with the server. Go to WLC. Config. So go to management here. You can directly give from DHCP also. See here. Go if you go to server DHCP. Here your WLC address. Here also you can give 192.168.1.12 I've given here, right? So here I can give 11. Save. This way also I can give. Otherwise I can go to WLC. Here you have sorry management. Here also you can say 1.11 subnet mask and I can give default gateway 1.1. Okay. Like this also I can do. Lightweight access point. How do I turn it on? You see this adapter? Just plug it on. It will be on now. It is up. Here it is down, here it is up. Because go to this one. Connect it on. Okay. Now there is a laptop. So here I'm going to give 192.168.1.10. Okay. Done. Now go to this laptop. Web browser. Now I'm going to access this WLC. So say HTTP colon double slash. What is the IP of this WLC? 1.11. Go. It will take some time. Let it load. turn off this. Turn on. No. I will give this DNS also. DNS is not required. Sometimes there is problem. It should work. Wait. Let it load sometime. Actually, sometimes it takes time, but it will work. We will give the DNS also. What's happening there? Uday, what's happening? Server reset connection. Why? This is there. Okay. Check the IPs, guys. 192.168.1.10. What is the IP server? 1.12, correct. What about WLC? 1.11. 1.1 as the default gateway 3.3. Okay, fine. Static, okay. I'll just disconnect this for some time. So one thing. Try to give HTTPS. Dot 11. Management. Dot 168, 168, correct. Ah, okay. I'll remove this Wi-Fi. Now turn it on. Go to desktop. Close. Connected. Turn cable. Dot 1. Then 3.3.3.3. Done. I will check for one time. If it doesn't work, I will again show it tomorrow. Because sometimes in packet tracer, we are having this problem. Server reset connection. Why? So any other device, cause of device, let me check. Did I use this one only? Yes. Okay. If I check for one time, if it doesn't work tomorrow, I will again show you. 2.168.1.11. Yes. Why? Okay, let it be here. I'll show you this practicals once again later. Okay. So some debug commands are there. This bug is there, so that's why maybe it's not working. Now we'll see automation quickly. Okay, in your automation, what we have? three things before going to automation. We are having this data plane, control plane, and management plane in your routers. Okay. So what is this data plane? Okay. All the functions and processes that forwards the packets or frames from one interface to another interface. So before this data plane, you should know what is this control plane. In control plane only, we are doing all the configurations. That is route. Okay. IP address, path determination. All this happens in your control plane. Okay. So this control plane will do the IP addresses, routing, path determination, everything, and it will send it to data plane. So data plane will forward from one interface to other interface. So this is your work of your data plane and control plane. So we have three planes. What is this management plane? So here, what are the things works means your telnet, your SSH, your SNMP, all these things works on your management plane. Okay, in your router, we have three planes. One is control plane, data plane, and management plane. This is very important. Those who wants to learn about SD-WAN, you learn in detail what is this data plane, control plane. Okay, so basically in SD-WAN, what they are doing, they are integrating all the control planes. That is how your SD-WAN works. Okay, for that, first you should know what is control plane and what is happening there. So your route, your IP addresses, your path determination happens here. Then it forwards to the data plane, and data plane will transfer from one interface to another interface, forwards the packets or frames to one interface to another interface. Okay, so these are the three things. We have something called SDN technology. What is it called? SDN. Software defined network architecture. So here we are having this control plane. Okay, so we say it as northbound interface and southbound interface. Okay, so we have northbound and southbound interface. What is this API? API is used for, so here application layer, we have multiple applications, right? So between this application to communicate, we have this API. Write down for API. API means to communicate between multiple applications. It is called API. So you can write it down, medium for two application to communicate. Okay, that is API. And then southbound we have control. In northbound we have management plane, and south we have control and data. Okay, in southbound, what are the automation we are using? That is OpenFlow. OpenFlow we are using, netconf we are using. Okay, in northbound interface we are using this API, that is application program interface. Application program interface. Okay, and then how they are communicating? Through a software called JSON, that is JavaScript. Your JavaScript is used communicating between these two things. So what happening is, in this one control plane, I'm going to integrate multiple control planes. Okay, and they are going to forward it to multiple data plane. So here we have multiple end devices, so they will send it to the end devices. This is how your automation works. One control plane will take care of the complete other control planes. Okay, see this one. See, SDN means what? Software defined network. So we are having northbound and southbound interface. In that, we are having, in the northbound, we are having API, that is application program interface, which is used for two applications to communicate to each other. Okay, so these are only, we are learning what are the terms here. Okay, and then in northbound interface, we use REST API. It is just like your API only, which is used to communicate to SDN controller. So we have something called SDN controller. Through that controller only, we are able to communicate to multiple things. What, sir? What's mechanic? Listen to the class. And then we are having southbound interface, that is open flow netcon protocols are used to communicate to SDN controller. So in the top, we are having API. To communicate to SDN, we are using REST API. Whereas from southbound, if you want to communicate to SDN controller, we are using netconf and openflow. These two protocols are used. Okay. So JSON means that is a JavaScript that is used for communicating between the devices. Okay. So what are the actions performed by API? That is called CRUD. That means create, read, update, delete. You can create IP, you can view an IP, you can update an IP, and you can delete an IP. See, I'm not talking about the device, the direct device. So multiple devices are integrated to this controller. Through this controller only, you can assign IPs for all the devices. That is how your automation works. Okay. See, where is that? Ah. So two things we have. For the WAN network, we have SD-WAN. Okay. And for LAN network, we have SD access. Initially, Viptela was the company which founded this SD-WAN. Then later Cisco purchased it. So it becomes Cisco Viptela SD-WAN. So in your SD-WAN, you can see vManage. So what is this vManage? Here you can create, delete, read, update IP. Okay. And then this vManage will send it to vSmart. So what is the use of this vSmart? It will forward it to vEdge devices. See here, vEdge. Can you see? vEdge. So vEdge are the end devices. So who is responsible for sending this vManage, whatever he is sending, he will send it to vSmart. vSmart will distribute to vEdges. Okay. And here we have vBond. This is used for authentication. Just simply know the terms, because in SD-WAN, in detail, each and everything they will explain you. Here we are going to learn what is automation. So that means control plane. Multiple control planes are integrated to one SDN controller. Likewise, vManage. So we will give the all control plane to one device. So that the vManage, from vManage, you can create or delete IPs. And that will be pushed to vSmart. And vSmart is responsible for sending it to vEdges. We have separate thing called vBond that is used for authentication. This is how your WAN technology works. WAN, WAN. Okay. And likewise, you have LAN technology. How this LAN technology works? Here you have ICE. This is used for AAA. Accounting, authorization, and then authentication. And then we have DNAC, that is central controller. Centralized device. Through the DNAC, you can control multiple devices in the LAN network. Okay. Come to this part. WAN is a collection of LAN, but SD-WAN is a technology, and Cisco has named it as SD-WAN technology as Viptela. Okay. SD-WAN is used to manage devices at WAN. So if there are multiple networks from different networks, you use SD-WAN. Okay. SD-WAN is used for automation at WAN side. Whereas SD access is used for automation at LAN side. SD access is within the network. SD-WAN is WAN network. So SD-WAN, what are the terms we are going to learn? Manage, smart, bond, and edge. Manage is used to create, add, view, and delete IPs. vSmart, then after that, vManage will push it to vSmart. So vSmart is responsible for sending it to end devices, vEdge devices. Okay. And vBond is used for authentication. And same thing, SD access is a technology used to manage devices at LAN. So multiple devices can be managed through single devices. Okay. And what are the terms there? We have DNAC, ICE, and NDP. So DNAC is used for centralized controller. ICE is used for AAA. And then we have NDP, that is neighbor discovery protocol. Whatever the protocols are there, that it will use to identify it. So these are the protocols there. Okay. So that much only in your automation. Okay. So wireless, we have that practicals. I will try to make it again so that thing will be over. I don't know why it is not. If this doesn't work, if in case, what I'll do, I will only record this WLC class and I will post it in your drive access. You can see that video, okay? I will check for one more time. Okay. Enable. First, I'll do the servers. 192.168.1.12. 1, 3.3.3. What's happening there? I don't want disturbance in class. I don't want disturbance in class, I said. Okay. 1.1. 3.3.3.3. So starting IP I will set it as 50. Everything is done. Save. On. Go to WLC. Config. Management. So IP address I will say 1.11. 0. 192.168.1.1. 0. Okay. Now go to laptop. 192.168.1.12. 92.168.1.10. 168.1.1. 3.3.3.3. Now go to web browser. Now it should work, I suppose. I change the WLC. Let's check. http://192.168.1.11. See, now it's working. It takes some time, but we'll see. So I'll say spanning tree. Enable. Port fast. Default. Yes. See, once I give HTTP :/192.168.1.11, can you see this is blinking? That means it's trying to access. The packet trace is quite slow. That's why it is taking some time. Meanwhile, what we can do? We can arrange the other devices here. We need two lightweight access points. Okay. I'll connect these two. Before it doesn't work because this one, I've taken the older version. While you're taking, take 3504. I've taken this WLC. That's why it didn't work. See? Now we got wireless LAN controller. We got connected to it. First, initially what I did, I've given the IP here. 192.168.1 dot what 11 I've given. Here 12 I've given. Here I've given 1.10. Okay. So go to this laptop. Now, after giving all the IPs, now I'm able to, from this laptop, I'm able to connect to this WLC because we are all in the same network. Correct? After this, so create username admin. So I will say username, I will say admin. Password, I'll say CISC0123. CISC0123. Start. So enter name for your system. So one thing I'm going to create, that is, first of all, I'll say WLC. Okay. After that, so management IP address is there. Here, what is the management IP address? I'll just simply give 192.168.1.11. Okay. That IP you can give 1.11. 1.11. And then subnet mask, default subnet mask. Correct. Default gateway 1.1 I've given. Next. So here I'm going to create for example, I'm going to create for HR. Okay. Say HR. Oh, sorry. HR should be given here. HR. Okay. In the paraphrase, I'm going to give the password 1234567 Likewise, 1234567 Okay. Then say next. Virtual IP. This is fine. Give next. Come down. Apply it. System will reboot. Say OK. Meanwhile, connect this. Take this adapter. Connect it here. Close. Go to this one. Connect it. Okay. I'll take one laptop, one tablet, one smartphone. Let it load. Now I'll close it. Okay, again go to web browser. Initially it said HTTP, right? Now I've created the admin name, password and all for WLC. Now I'll give HTTPS. What happened? Now I'll give HTTPS :/ 192.168.1.11 WLC IP address. Give go. See? Now directly you got WLC login. Initially what happened? I was able to create the admin name and password, right? After that only I was able to give all the details. Now directly I'm able to log into the WLC LAN controller. Give login. What is the username? Admin. What is the password? CISC0123. Login. See, we're able to log into a WLC. So this is how your WLC works. Okay. So here you can see 150 access points supported. That means 150 lightweight access, like this. 2 devices are there, like that. 150 devices can be managed through this one WLC. Am I in my WLC? No. I'm in my laptop. Okay, I'm in my laptop. I'm able to handle that. See, here you can see all APs. That means all access points. How many are there? 2 connected. Give details. So one has got IP 50, other one has got 52. How?
Yeah.
Correct. Because I have a DHCP server, so through that DHCP server, it has got IP. Okay. And here you can see number of clients. Any clients are there as of now? No, because these are not connected yet to this WLC. I mean to this light Wi-Fi access points. Okay. Now what I'll do, I'll create some departments. Okay. I already created this HR. Correct. Initially, when I was using this WLC, giving the password, at that time I created HR. I'll create 2 more. Create new, go. So profile name, I will say uh, sales. SSID, I'll say sales. Okay. Apply. Okay. Now you have this. So SSID, enable the status. Okay. After enabling it, after enabled, go to security. So here you can see, here you can see WPA plus WPA2. Give that. Okay. Okay. After this, if you come here, WPA policy and WPA2 policy. Here give this WPA2 policy. That means encryption is there. Okay. After that, this pre-shared key, give enable. So it will ask for the PSK formats. I'll say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 as the password. Okay. And then apply it. So this is little advanced topics, but I'll just show you good only. Go to general, apply. After applying it, now go to WLC. That is WLANs. So now sales is created. Admin status is disabled. Why? I did not click on enable. Create one more. IT. Create IT. Apply. Status enable. Security. So here give WPA2 policy. Give WPA2. And then give pre-shared key. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. After that, apply. Go to general. Apply. Now click on WL. That's now it is enabled. I'll create one more for guest, HR guest, and so I'll say guest. Okay, as of now, let it be only 2. Okay, go to monitor. So I have laptop, tablet, and smartphone. Okay, first I'll go to the smartphone. Here, go to config part. Here you have wireless, correct? Go to wireless. Here you have WPA, these things, right? What is the password? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. What is the SSD name? I'll say HR. Okay. Now see. Got connected. Now I'll go to this tablet. Desktop. Sorry. Config. Wireless. I will say IT. WPA. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This also connected. Now go to laptop. In laptop, turn off the laptop first. Remove this Ethernet adapter and Wi-Fi adapter on it. Now turn it on. Now go to config port wireless and then say WPA. Again, I'll say IT. What is the password? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Close it. And this also connected to this Wi-Fi. Now go to your laptop. So you have this WLCs here, correct? Correct, 150. Now refresh it. Come down. So go to all APs, that is all access points. So how many clients you can see? 2. Actually, it's 3, but sometimes there is some bug in packet tracer. Otherwise, it is actually, it will show correct. But initially it was 0, 0, right? Now we are connected through the devices. Now we are able to see that it is 2. See, now it is 3. Okay. So likewise, you can connect it, and these 3 devices, what are the devices connected? What is the IP of the devices that are connected? Okay. And what are the all access points within the network, outside the network? We will be able to control it through one WLC. Okay. So this is your wireless. There are multiple things here that it doesn't show what are the IPs there, the packet tracer. Otherwise, you can see what IPs those 3 systems are using. We did not give any IP to laptop, correct? Did we give any IP? No. How it got IP? Through DHCP. It got IP and it is able to access the internet. All right. So this is how your wireless works. So there will be multiple lightweight access points. Okay. And one WLC will be there. And through that one WLC, you will be able to handle all the lightweight access points. Or in the all the lightweight access points, there are multiple devices connected. You can see the information of the devices that are connected through lightweight access points also. Okay. So this is your wireless. So what you're doing, go to this network devices. Here you can see wireless devices. Click on this one. Use this 3504. This WLC is not working. That's what I tried earlier. It didn't work. So use all this 3504. And again, here you have light LAPPT that you can click and drag it. How to turn it on? Click on this. So here you have this adapter, right? So if you take it here, it will say go symbol. If you leave it, it will turn it on. Likewise, you can turn it on. So it gives the same IPs, whatever I've given. First, initially go to this laptop, go to web browser. Okay. In the web browser, you're giving http:// WLC number, I mean IP. After that, once you create all the credentials, then you give HTTP yes. Because HTTP will not work once you create the admin name and password. Last class. Now you can sleep. Okay. So as of the syllabus, your CCNA is over. Okay. So I've covered everything starting from your network components to wireless. Now it's up to you to do the practicals. You have not even done your access list translation practical where you're going to do this wireless. How many of you done translation practicals? Be honest and raise your hands. Raising means not this. This is raising. 1, 2, 3, 4. What about others? Why? Why Uday? Okay, just. What about Hemant? You haven't done. Naga Satish has done. Yeah, do the practicals. Okay. Now I'll just show you what are the things in your CCNA, how to prepare it. Okay. So CCNA. So if you are preparing for interview, first prepare the network components, IP addresses. In IP addresses, you will have the subnetting also. Okay. After that, you have OSI, and then you have TCP UDP, ICMP, ARP, Telnet, and SSH. So these many things, take it as like an introduction before routing switching. First, you're going to prepare these 5 things properly. Once you prepare that, then go to your routing. So in your routing, you're going to learn what is routing, what is router protocol, what is routing protocol, what is router, those things. Okay. After that, what is static routing, what is dynamic routing, what is default routing. Inside dynamic routing, we have this interior routing and exterior. What is this autonomous number system? Okay. And then you learn RIP version 1, RIP version 2. What is the difference between those two? And then EIGRP, OSPF. Okay. These things you are learning in routing. So starting from static, default 1, V2, and then you have EIGRP, then you have OSPF. Okay. Like this you can prepare. And then we have switching. First go to switching. In switching, what are the topics we are going to cover? That is VLANs, access point, access port, trunk port, trunking. Correct. Then we have DTP, STP, and then we have Ether channel, we have port security, inter VLAN routing. Correct. These things. RSTP you learn in your NP. So inter VLAN routing, and then we have FHRP. Correct. These things learn for finish these topics. After finishing that, then go to ACL, translations. Okay. And then DHCP. Then relay agent. Okay. And then snooping. And then DNS. Okay. This is how you prepare for interview. Other protocols, whatever this automation, quality of service we discussed today, they're not going to ask you in CCNA interview. To prepare for CCNA, this much you have to learn properly. So break it into small subtopics. First learn these 5, then go to routing, and then finish switching, and then access list. These things you can do. Okay. Any doubt? Online guys, all good?
Sir, just to clarify, like, if we were to continue from here, like after CCNA, so would it be better if I go for the CCNP
See,
switching?
yeah, it doesn't matter if you go with CCNP switching or routing. You can either choose one or you can choose both at a time. There is no problem to it. Okay. but try to finish the routing as much as possible, because that is like 5 to 6 weeks. Okay, don't waste time saying that no, sir, I have to prepare for another 5 6 days, like 1 week, then I'll join. Try to join as soon as possible. In the weekend, try to go through the CCNA parts. Don't take break like 10 days, 15 days. No. Maximum take 1 week if you want. Okay, if
Okay.
batch is starting, because today one batch has started for CCNP switching. Okay, if you want, you can join that batch immediately.
Okay. Thank you.
All right, thank you. So that's it with your CCNA, guys. So good luck. So do well with your CCNP routing and switching. Okay. All right. Thank you. I will end the meeting here. No more class from tomorrow. You don't have to connect. Tomorrow, no class, Ronnie. Your CCNA is over. That's it. Okay. Thanks. Thank you. Bye.